Japan has now called me an eco-terrorist. You know, in a world where the Dalai Lama is officially a terrorist because China put him on there, I don't mind being one. When I came back into the country, Homeland Security took me aside and I said, "What's this all about?" He said, "Oh, well, you know, Japan's called you an eco-terrorist and we got to question you." And I said, "Oh my God, am I off to Guantanamo or something here?" And the Homeland Security person said, "Nah, it's just a lot of damn paperwork, you know, it's okay." So we're getting slightly harassed. But the fact is that we have not broken any laws. We're upholding the law. And to go back about this question about professionals and incompetence that they've accused us of, we have had 6 campaigns, 6 voyages to the most hostile and remote part of this planet. And in those 6 voyages, we have not had a single person seriously injured. We have not injured anybody, and we have not caused an oil spill. We've not had a fire on board our ships. But the professionals on the Japanese whaling fleet have had 3 fatalities, numerous injuries, 2 catastrophic fires, and an oil spill. So that's what you get with your professionals. But I just want to say a few things about why whales are so special to me. I think that they're the most intelligent life form on the planet. We, however, measure intelligence by the ability to make things. We're good at tools. They're far better at other things. You know, last year everybody got angry with me on the Fox network, you know, which is not unusual, but I happened to say something. I said, you know, worms are more important than people. And everybody was outraged. How dare you say something like that? Worms are more important than people. How could you say that? The reason I said that is because worms are more important than people. Worms can live on the earth without us. We can't live here without them. We need them, they don't need us. We need ants and beetles and bacteria, they don't need us. They are the crew that run this ship. All of those species, they run this ship. The fish in the ocean, the plankton in the seas, the trees around us, they run the ship. And we're the passengers. And we better start respecting the goddamn crew or else we're going to lose the whole ship. It's a very serious situation. We're now living in what's called the Homocene, which is the 6th major extinction event on the history of the planet. And between 2000 and 2065, we will lose more species of plants and animals than we have lost in the last 65.2 million years. And we will be responsible. We've got to turn this around. And when people say, well, it's impossible, I say the solution is impossible, but it doesn't mean we can't find it. And I take a lot of consolation in the fact that if we go back to 1972, the very idea in 1972 that Nelson Mandela would be president of South Africa was unimaginable, unthinkable, and impossible, yet it happened. So that's why I am optimistic that we can find a solution to this. We can turn it around. All we need to do is to have that passionate commitment to make a difference. And I don't say that everybody has to do what we do, go down and, you know, engage in confrontations with whaling boats or, you know, stand in front of bulldozers. No, all you really have to do is what you do best in your life, what your skills are, what your abilities are, and put it into the service of this planet. That's all that you have to do to make a difference, because strength comes through diversity. The strength of an ecosystem is in diversity. The strength of any movement is in diversity. So it is millions of individuals doing things and following their own passions that changes the world. And never, ever think that we're going to get any of these problems solved by governments, because governments do not solve problems. Governments cause problems. If we want change, we have to do it ourselves. And you know, so many people feel helpless, and it's unfortunate, but you know, I say to you that you can all make a difference. A few years ago, I got a call from a from a man in Glasgow, Scotland. And he said, you know, they're killing gray seals here in Scotland. What are you going to do about it? And I said, I don't know. I'm on the west coast of the United States. You're in Scotland. What are you going to do about it? And he said, well, what can I do? So we talked to him. We encouraged him. He rounded up volunteers in Scotland. They landed on the island where the seals were being killed. Very enthusiastic, very passionate. They walked up to the sealers, pulled the rifles out of their hands, threw it into the ocean, got into a big fight with the sealers, all ended up in jail, got released on bail, raised enough money, and we bought the island where the seals were being killed, and it's now a sanctuary. Which illustrates that one person can make a difference if you just realize that you have the power to make that difference. And so that's what we're trying to encourage. We've had over 4,500 volunteers crew on Sea Shepherd ships over the years, and I hope that so many of them have gone off of our ships understanding that they can make that difference. We'll be returning to the Southern Ocean here in December. Hopefully we will go down with 3 vessels again in a helicopter with new tactics and new ideas. And every year we go back, we're stronger than the year before. And our objective this year is to do better than we did the year before. We expect that the Japanese whalers will be far more aggressive, but we've got some tricks up our sleeve too. But we have to also be very cognizant of the fact that the terms of engagement are different. They're trying to kill us. We have to do what we do, making sure we don't hurt them. So it's much more difficult. But you cannot save life by injuring life or taking life, and we're going to be consistent with our policy on that. We save lives, we don't take lives. And we don't break laws, we enforce laws. The perception is that we break laws. We're called pirates, and because of that we adopted our own pirate flag. I don't mind being a pirate. A lot of the kids like it anyway. But there's a serious side to that. If you go back to the 17th century when piracy was out of control in the Caribbean, it wasn't the British Navy that shut down piracy. They were too busy taking bribes. British politicians were making a lot of money off of piracy. Piracy was shut down in the 17th century in the Caribbean by one man, Henry Morgan, a pirate. If you want to stop pirates, you need pirates to do it. Because the biggest damn pirates in the world are presidents and prime ministers. So our crew of pirates will continue to do what we do. Last month we engaged the bluefin tuna fishermen, and we decided to go into Libyan waters and cross Gaddafi's line of death. Found the illegal operation. Our divers went in 10 minutes. We cut the nets open and freed 800 bluefin. And got away from the Libyan Navy, which isn't that difficult, really. All the Libyans were concerned about when they radioed us was whether we had any Jews on board. And then they said, do you have any Jewish films or literature? And I realized that half of our video stock was Jewish directors or producers, so we couldn't go in. But anyway, all over the world we're doing these campaigns, and we're confronting various cultures, and we have to be very aware of the dangers that are involved. But we've never, in our 33 years of doing what we've been doing, we've never had anybody injured, and we're proud of that record. But just to finish off, why I do what I do goes back a few years. In 1975,